using, essentially, if I'm understanding this correctly, using technology essentially to save lives, to improve that process, improve that responsiveness in those critical situations that are just really dependent on quick and effective communication. Yeah.
Absolutely. You nailed it.
Yeah. Fantastic. Yeah. So look, I think a really exciting business that you've got going, and in the context of this conversation around purpose and why, we'll come back to you specifically, but more broadly, why is it important for CEOs, business owners to really understand the why of their business?
I think having a purpose is so important in any business. And as you mentioned, that integrity framework, that absolutely the key to a proper business stream and having the right mindset for the purpose. For me, the purpose was saving lives, and it just did not start as I came to Australia. It actually started in 1988 when I was a very young kid. I had um, an incident where in my city an ammunition depot caught fire, and because of that ammunition depot caught fire, there was uh, the pile of missiles, just the shells went everywhere in the city. I was a very young kid at the time, there's a primary school in front of my house where I lived, and I went and saved the lives of 18 kids. So I took them to safety as a 9 years old, and that's kind of embed that purpose in me of having that initiative to do something. That depot, that depot fire killed 182 people,
Wow.
and the reason of those people depart was there was no communication. People did not know where the danger is. They were actually going towards the danger. And that
Right.
kind of thought sits in the background of my purpose. And the second incident which re-triggered this whole idea of emergency management and creating that communication in relation to an emergency was Berkshire incident. Me, a few colleagues of mine, we were all there. We watched that incident unfolding in front of our eyes. And I believe that a proper communication platform is required and was required to manage an emergency like that. And that's where I never stopped. That was a re-trigger for me to come back to the purpose of my business, purpose of me being an expert in emergency management, and that aligns with the value of saving lives. So having a purpose has get us that far, and having a purpose has driven all the process around how we can make it better, how we can innovate that, how we can be more responsible of doing what we're doing, how we can be more reachable to all the people who we wanted to have this service, how transparent we are in all of process. We can hand over to anybody at any time and say, this is what we have done. You can take it, have this system in place, and save someone's life.
Yeah. Yeah. Amazing.